another one.
So this question is about practical cybersecurity conferences for analysts and blue team. All right. So let me get the question for you. I'm gonna read the whole thing out and then you can have at it. All right. So this one says, my employer is looking to send me to a couple of security conferences this year. I'm a security analyst on the blue team side, and I was wondering what are some of the more practical cyber conferences happening this year. I'm looking for conferences such as DEF CON, Blue Team Con, and maybe some vendor focused conferences. ValCon, any good? I'm based in the US. So that is the question. That is what the people want to know. And 5 minutes on the clock. Go for it.
Super. Well, first of all, um, gosh, BSides is a very great network that exists across the major 50. When I say major 50, I mean the 50 states of the United States. Even into being out in the foreign areas as well. The thing about B-sides is, think about like it harkens back to the B-sides of a tape, for those of you who had tapes and CDs. It was the less popular but very content rich um execution of information. I think that like B-sides, just check that out in your area. Cactus Con is coming up. Derby Con used to be amazing. But I believe that they've been replaced by a couple other cons. But to speak specifically to your question, with DEF CON, there is Pros versus Joes, which is a amazing CTF that is put together with blue team security defender technology at the forefront of what they're doing. So big shout out to them. Check out PVJ for DEF CON if you're looking for specifically blue team things, and they also have tracks that are focused on blue team specific technologies. Um, there are also, gosh, they have up in Pittsburgh, again, Pittsburgh, just in the next couple weeks we're gonna have B-sides in Pittsburgh. So these smaller conferences are very much focused on sharing and spreading information about, about cybersecurity, getting those conferences. And they also make things very accessible due to the price model that goes on with those. So you're not looking at spending a couple $100 like you would for Black Hat or DEF CON, but closer to the, to the 50, 75, $100 aspect. And not to mention SmoothCon in DC, which is it's a pretty difficult conference to get into because their tickets sell out like within 1 minute. So you coders out there, if you know how to write some decent Java or some decent, uh, I don't know, some decent Go, in order to track and capture some opportunities, you can snatch some tickets, as well as students tend to get sponsored by, like the OGs in cybersecurity as well.
Like a
That's
sniper
all I got.
app, like a sniper app for ticket purchasing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We can talk about
It's
that later if you want.
it's pretty encouraged, but also discouraged. I don't know, like it's a love hate relationship between ingenuity and ticket sales. But that's all that I have. I think that the way to approach, if the question is surrounding like how to approach, leadership. Of course, you're always I would always approach leadership with, hey, certain conferences, especially in cybersecurity, is one of the only times per year that we get to fellowship with other cybersecurity professionals. And also you owe it. And here's something that people don't do, and it makes me insane. When you go to a conference, right? Do a slideshow, do something about what you learned and how it applies to your day-to-day operations to help your boss sell it to the CFO. Like, come on, guys, like, help yourself. This is how you do it. Like, even at the junior level, it doesn't matter what your level is. People higher up like to hear their newest employees talk. So have one of your newer cybersecurity analysts go forth and do the presentation, but get the tutelage from your seniors and your mid-level professionals so that you don't sound crazy. And it's a win-win. Like, we start to develop cybersecurity as a process, as a lifestyle, versus, hey, they're just going out there to get drunk and party, and it's a waste of company funds. Like, here's a nugget. Take it, use it.
I mean, if they send you out to a conference and then you just come back and you don't say anything, like, why did they send you? Like, you gotta. I would expect, like, come back and share something.
A lot of the time people do exactly that. They go to conferences and then they come back and it's siloed. Like, I had some really great interactions with some startups and with some other stuff where brown bag lunches happen, or lunch and learns happen, where across the different business verticals, no matter where you were in the org, you could go and sit in. If I wanted to learn about BA or BD, or if I wanted to go and learn about QA, if I wanted to learn about what our devs were doing, like, they would throw up on their big screen and then they say, come over and eat your little sack lunch and learn. Like, that's a really dope concept that I think we got away from, unfortunately, I think due to COVID. But I think that it's an opportunity for us to sow the seeds of security within the org overall. Like, your security team, your internal security team should be coming back and, like, talking about how, the log4j is non-existent inside of our org because I went to DEF CON to meet the person who first did the security research report on the J and DI strings that was appearing inside of the logs that was going across the network. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sorry, I get excited.
Hey, sometimes you have to. All right. So I just wanted to quickly shout out my buddy, my pal Mitch in my chat. I was telling him the other day, he is a man of few words, right? So when he tells the people to get the likes up on the stream, he just puts a thumbs up emoji, nothing else. Just and I'm like, a man of few words. Anyways, let's wrap that question up.
If you enjoyed the fascinating information shared in this video and you want more, be sure to hit the subscribe button to Tech Coach Ralph to be notified for new videos.